In this video, we'll be building a PC whose performance should rival or even surpass the speeds of the M1 chip. The M1 chip is a whole entire system built into a single chip. It includes the storage, the RAM, CPU, GPU, etc. Everything you need of a PC is built in one chip. This makes it incredibly fast, power efficient, and small. While it would be impossible to capture the size or power efficiency of the M1 chip in a traditional PC, the performance should be simple enough if you know what you're doing. I have a budget of $1,000 or 1,300 Canadian dollars, and you can be sure that I'll be spending half of that on RGB. To my longtime viewers, you may know that I'm the biggest Apple sheep on the planet. Drew over there doesn't count. But you should also know that after TechSource shouted me out in this video,
and his productivity setup. I am loving your swag and your confidence. You know what, dude? Not only am I gonna like your video, but I'm also gonna subscribe with my channel. William, I'm gonna show you the power of the PC Master Race, and maybe after you hit 1,000 subscribers, you'll consider building a custom PC.
I made a promise that when the time is right, I'll build a PC. That time is now. I've also been away from YouTube for about a month now, as you guys probably have noticed. But don't worry, more videos are to come, and I have some interesting ones planned. So if you're not subscribed, you should do it now. Without further ado, let's talk about the parts list. For the CPU, we're using the Ryzen 5 3600, costing us 300 Canadian dollars. It is a powerful 6-core processor, and it's perfect for some light gaming or even some AAA games. Of course, it's not groundbreaking like a Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9, or Threadripper, but it should be enough for what we are trying to accomplish. As for the GPU, my friend, who will also be keeping this computer after it's built, has chosen the RTX 3060. It's only slightly worse than the 3070, and it's still a wonderful GPU. Next up is the memory. We're using the Crucial Ballistics RGB RAM, and we have 16 gigs of it. My Mac Mini behind me only has 8 gigs of RAM, but because it's Apple Silicon and it's the M1 chip, 8 gigs is slightly better on Mac OS. But for a PC, 16 gigs is the minimum. We only chose 16 gigs to save on money, but in the future, if 16 isn't enough, then it could be easily upgraded to something like 32 or even 64 gigs of memory. For the storage, I chose the Crucial P2 500 gig M.2 NVMe solid state drive. It's only 500 gigs, but that's because my friend already had a 2 terabyte, I believe, hard drive. So this will only be the SSD and for launching games or launching the system. The case that my friend chose was the Phanteks Eclipse P300A Mesh ATX case. It is a bit big for this build, but it's quite cheap, coming at only 60 Canadian dollars, and it looks good, so you can see all the RGB lighting within the case. Something like the NZXT case would also be a fantastic choice, but it is a bit more expensive, and because we're only trying to rival the performance of the M1, I didn't feel it was necessary to spend extra money on a PC case itself. Last but not least, the motherboard. The one that we're using would be the Gigabyte B450 Aorus Elite version 2. This is an ATX motherboard, and it is quite basic, but that's because it's quite affordable. It's only 100 Canadian dollars, and it has everything you need. Although it doesn't have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth built in, so you would have to have a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card to use those functions. Oh, almost forgot. The power supply that my friend is using is a 600 watt bronze certified power supply. It's the one we already had, but if I would choose a better one, I would pick something at least that's gold certified and have it be fully modular rather than the semi-modular one that we're using right now. Considering all the parts, if you added the prices of every single part together, that gets you 1,400 Canadian dollars. And if you convert that into American dollars, at the moment, the conversion rate is, I can't remember, but I converted it and it was 997 point something. So I'm right under budget. not counting tax, of course. With the parts list out of the way, we can get started to building the PC. Oh, what's that? Huh, really? 1 second. Would you like to share to the audience? Baby Yoda right now is still a bit shy, but he said that he wants to build a PC with his magical force thingies. And okay, I mean, it's perfect because I'm really bad at building PCs. I have never done it before. It's my first ever PC and it's not even mine. So yeah, I'll give Baby Yoda a try. Oh wow, Baby Yoda. Apparently he already built the PC, like just like that. So here it is. Wow, that looks really cool, right? I'm sorry, I just sucked at building the PC, so I had my friend do it himself and not me. I suck. I suppose I'll stop talking and just let you appreciate the PC for about like 10 seconds. If you just don't care, you can skip forward. Okay, the PC is cool and all, but did I really accomplish what I set out to do in the beginning of the video? My goal, remember, was to build something that could rival the performance of my M1 Mac Mini. Now that the PC is built, I can't procrastinate anymore. I have to tell you, did I really accomplish my goals? And the answer is yes! Of course I have! Look at this. On the newly built PC, which I'll be calling Thunderbird for now. I don't know, I just thought it was a cool name. My friend could think of a better name later on. The first thing I did was test Minecraft on it. And the frames were actually really good. On the latest release, which is 1.17.1, if you just change the settings to the highest and your render distance to 32 chunks, which is the max in vanilla Minecraft, with no mods, no shaders, you get 947 FPS. As a reference, in the same version with the same settings, my M1 Mac Mini gets about 100 FPS. So this is 10 times that. Although I do have to give the M1 Mac Mini some credit. The M1 chip is ARM based and Minecraft is Java, so it doesn't run on ARM. So instead, my computer needs to emulate as a x86 chip to run Minecraft. So there's an extra conversion rate, but it's inexcusable, that 10 times difference. Basically what I'm saying is that if you're building a PC to play Minecraft, you should probably build the one I have. Other than Minecraft, there are some other benchmark tests that I'll be talking about as well. However, my Mac, as you can see right now, is actually running macOS Monterey, which is the latest macOS beta. This did break a lot of things though. Now, the only benchmark software that worked on both Windows and the macOS Monterey betas that I found was Cinebench. Here on the screen you can see the results. With the Thunderbird having a higher multi-core performance, but a lower single-core performance. This is to be expected because the Ryzen CPUs are just built this way. I have ran some other benchmarks on Thunderbird as to make a more conclusive result. So with the Unigine Heaven benchmark, Thunderbird actually got quite a surprising result. With the quality set to high and the tessellation set to normal, Thunderbird got 126.8 FPS on average. That is actually pretty good. And the score it got was 3,194. As you can see from the clip on the screen of me trying to run that test on my M1 Mac Mini, I'm getting about 20 frames per second. This is 6 times that, over 6 times that. So Thunderbird has really beat out my M1 Mac Mini in terms of GPU by far. And the CPU performance from the Ryzen 5 is still on par with the M1 Mac Mini. So overall what I have to say is that the whole experience of Thunderbird is great. I have accomplished what I set out to do, and I'm sure the new owner of this PC will be very glad. I will probably make more videos talking about this PC later on or comparing it to some other specs. So if you're interested, please subscribe. This is the end of the video, and if you have any suggestions or anything you want to correct me, which I know I've made tons of mistakes probably, because I'm not a PC guy. If you want to keep watching, you can click something on the screen right now. Other than that, have a great day. Take care.